My name is Carla Davis, and I am the president of the Akron Press Club. The Press Club was founded in 1971 to promote a free press and serve local journalists and public relations professionals. Your support for the Akron Press Club helps us to present programs that keep the community informed and engaged, and provide scholarships for journalists and public relations students. So please consider becoming a member of the Akron Press Club. The next Press Club program is the Summit County Sheriff Debate on Tuesday, March 10th, 7 p.m. at the Main Library in downtown Akron. On April 1st, we will have an evening event with Tim Alberta, author of American Carnage. Please save the date. And also, please visit the Akron Press Club website at akronpressclub.org for more information about membership and our upcoming programs. And if you want to join today's conversation on Twitter, it's at Akron Press Club. Always at our events, we will be taking questions at the end of Dr. James's speech. And at this time, I would like to introduce M.L. Schultze, NPR reporter and Akron Press Club board member, who will be the moderator for the Q&A portion today for our luncheon. I'm sure that everyone in this room knows Dr. David James. So there really is no need to have a very lengthy introduction of Dr. James. As superintendent, he's responsible for more than 21,000 students and 3,000 employees. The district includes 47 schools and community learning centers. And this year, Akron Public Schools moved its new college and career academies of Akron into each of its high schools. We are very, very grateful for what Dr. James has done. He is a graduate of Cleveland John Adams High School and Cleveland State University, where he received his bachelor's and master's degrees. He joined the Akron School District in 1992, became executive director for business affairs in 2002, and superintendent in August of 2008. He received his doctorate in 2019. You are here today to learn more about the state of the Akron Public Schools. So at this time, please help me welcome Dr. David James.
So it's good to be with you, here with you today, and there is much to get to. But before I begin, here is something that I would like you all to see on the monitors.
Hi, I'm Bob Lux from Bridgestone Americas, and I'm here today at ECLC to talk about college and career academies.
My name is Bill Wilson, and I'm here with Bridgestone and Firestone on the automotive retail side.
With me today is Mo Jackson from the high school program.
And I'm here with Zach Smith.
At East High School, I am a senior that I've been in this program for 2 years now.
So you're actually working at a Firestone store now as an intern as you're going through this program?
I've started probably about a month ago, and it's a pretty cool job.
So I started at Summit Toyota over the summer. Worked there, experienced a lot of new things, started learning a lot. This program really kickstarted that for me. Didn't know what I was going to do when I was a freshman. Bridgestone came in at the end of my junior year and announced the program. Fell in love with it, and Chad really helped me find my passion. It helped me only being in it 1 year. It still helped me. I mean, mock interviews so I could get the job at Toyota. That was a big help. Communication skills are way better than they were before. Able to talk to customers at work and explain issues and concerns with them.
That's one of the things as we're trying to partner with the teacher here, understanding some of those soft skills, being able to pass that on to the next generation of students, understanding how to present oneself, how to communicate, eye contact, along with the the skills of the automotive industry.
You said that we provided some equipment. We kind of did some things in your shop for you and provided a learning experience for our front shop staff too. Do any of those skills benefit you in the job that you're in now that you may have not had we not been part of that program for you?
I wouldn't have known how to do a lot of the things. They provided tools and I did tires. I've never did tires before. I can do tires proficiently now and stuff. All your machines that you brought in, I'd never seen them before, so I got to use those, and they're similar to the ones at the shop now, so I was started and able to use them already.
I would have to say this school, they let me do everything like hands-on.
Right now, nationally, there's a shortage of technicians, and we need to be able to be training up technicians, and we need to have that next wave of students to be able to learn some of those soft skills that you talked about, to be ready for the workforce, to have the skills needed to fill those vacancies. Giving back and having a thriving community is the only way that Bridgestone itself can thrive, is that if our communities are thriving, then we're going to be able to thrive.
This goes far beyond just helping a customer. This changes people's lives, whether it be with us or even our competitors. It makes a huge difference to everyone, and I love being part of that.
Being from this program, it actually got me the job at Firestone, and it built a career pathway for me. Not just any job, stationary, temporary. It really did a lot for me. I feel like I could be at this job for like the rest of my life, and I could do well at this job. It's something that I love and I have passion for. There's a lot of opportunities for me, and I think it's just best for me just to take advantage while I can.
Today, as a matter of fact, we got to speak to 8th grade students who are now picking their pathway. How do you think it's going to impact the students that are coming up today in this pathway?
I think it'll give them the opportunity to do whatever they want, wherever they want. They have the skills and knowledge now that they didn't have before. It will benefit huge from experiencing more of the sales and retail side of the automotive industry, as well as the new tools and advancements in the field. This could be life-changing for the newer students. I think this program is amazing.
So Zach is right. That's really amazing. East COC graduate Zach Smith and East senior Mo Jackson. These are my poster students, if you will, for our college and career academies of Akron. Also, a very special thank you to our partners at Bridgestone and to Bob Lux and Bill Wilson. Their commitment to our students has produced many great stories. And this really shows how their work has changed the lives of these young men and the many students at East COC. But it's not just one partner and it's not just one school. So welcome again to our 2020 State of the Akron Public Schools address. And I'll get to more of my thoughts on that video momentarily, but first, let's give a round of applause to Bucktown COC Jazz Ensemble under the direction of Kevin Calavan. And to the Akron Press Club and Carla Davis, thank you for serving as our annual sponsor for this event. And to our friends here at the University of Akron, Quaker Station, thank you for hosting us this year. I would like to acknowledge, absolutely. I would like to acknowledge our Akron School Board members, President Patrick Bravo, Vice President Dr. N.J. Akbar, Bruce Alexander, Diana Autry, Dr. Derek Hall, Lisa Mansfield, and Valerie McKittrick. Thank you. And if there are any former school board members here with us today, please stand and be recognized. Our other elected officials, please stand and be recognized. Our Board of Education decided this past year to serve as a national leader by appointing student board members. And I was joking with a couple of them before, saying they were each going to come up here and give my speech. We have one student from each high school that serves side by side with our adult board members. The representatives bring student voices front and center to our decision making, and they also help keep the student body informed of major decisions coming to the board. I would like our student board members to stand as I call your names. Kyrese Brunson from ECLC, Luke Buckingham from Firestone CLC, Chandler Forshee from Kenmore Garfield High School, D'Essence Jackson from Buchtel CLC, Addison Johnson from our National Inventors Hall of Fame STEM High School, Manisha Ray from North High School, Salam Saeed from Akron Early College High School, and Nathaniel Smith from Ellett CLC. Thank you. Now, as we begin this year, I am impressed by how Akron is moving forward on critical issues like jobs, the economy, and healthcare. I'm also thankful that we can see the light at the end of the tunnel on Akron's Big Dig sewer project, and that pun was definitely intended. The infrastructure projects on our streets to new housing and projects in downtown and in our neighborhoods will be great improvements to our community. And I'd like to thank Mayor Horrigan, who's here with us today, along with County Executive Eileen Shapiro, who's under the weather, for their collaboration and definitely for their support. So thank you. Now, as I stood before you at last year's State of the Schools address, I reminisced about the decades in which I grew up, the 1960s and 70s. I spoke about how our economy and society have changed so much from that time. Back then, a high school graduate could come out, get a job that paid a decent wage, and keep that job for nearly 30 years. But since that time, we have seen jobs and companies devolve into shadows of their former selves. The automotive, steel, and rubber factory jobs of the past are long gone. Huge factories that employ thousands in good jobs with good benefits and retirement plans are now a distant memory for many. And vocational education was popular for a good reason. Today we are faced with a different reality. But although we do not still call it VOED, our college and career academies are vocational education on a super high protein diet. Our partners at Bridgestone, Bill Wilson and Bob Lux, know this from the work that they've done with our students. We are all bearing witness to the changes brought about today by companies like Amazon, Walmart, Netflix, and Hulu, just to name a few. Today, you can now order your groceries through an app, go to the store where they're loaded in your car, or even have them delivered to your door. However, I would venture to say that some things should not change. And one of those things is the need for our young people to be prepared for what they're going to face in the real world. Today, we need to produce graduates who are more innovative, are critical in their thinking, and can work with others. This requires the integration of both technical and soft skills. It requires an intervention, if you will, of people in our community who have tremendous expertise in dozens of areas that interest our kids. And that is where our college and career academies come in. For each of the past several years, Dr. Ellen McWoods, my chief academic officer, and I have talked about this innovative and transformative approach to education. Well, today I'm going to talk about it even more because we're seeing results already, and I think you would like to hear about them. To me, this is personal because I truly believe that our youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. And it is more important than ever that our young people get exposure to the opportunities that are right here in our community. And as you saw at the beginning, it transforms their lives and their futures. At Akron Public Schools, we have a saying that we are connecting community to the classroom. With the support of Ford Next Generation Learning, the United Way of Summit County, the GAR Foundation, Connexus NEO, the Greater Akron Chamber, and Summit Education Initiative, we have created a model where all Akron Public School students will have the opportunity to further explore their career aspirations before they leave high school. And they will do it with the guidance of not only our educators, but members of the community who have businesses and organizations and the talent to enrich our kids. There is enough good stuff going on in our academies. I could make this my entire speech, but we have other great things to talk about. So, of course, I'm the one with the tough job of choosing exactly what to share with you today. The term wall-to-wall might mean carpeting to most of you, but at Akron Public Schools, it means that we have installed a college and career academy at every Akron Public High School as of last fall. Every student enrolled in one of the Academy Pathway programs within every high school, such as information technology, nursing, engineering, teaching, marketing, and finance. We also continue to line up some pretty impressive partners. This year, we celebrated additions to our named Academy partner family by welcoming First Energy to Kenmore Garfield High School and Huntington Bank to Buchtel Community Learning Center. After my address last year, we announced an Academy partnership between the Conservancy for the Cuyahoga Valley National Park and our Ellet Community Learning Center. Partnerships like these not only help our students succeed, they also help fill major gaps in our workforce. One example is in the area of information technology. The IT career field is full of promising job opportunities. Nationally, there are more than 3 million job opportunities in IT and nearly 20,000 plus job openings just here in Northeast Ohio. Because of the high demand for IT professionals, Akron Public Schools offers information technology pathways in 7 high schools across the city to not only prepare our students for the world we live in today, but to also fill the current and future talent needs of local business and community partners. From interactive media to computer programming, students in the college and career academies can earn industry certifications as well as college credits that will give them a competitive advantage. We also know that computer literacy skills are important for all students, regardless of their career pathway choice. In our schools, in partnership with Kent State University, we're designing a framework to support computer science education from kindergarten through 12th grade. Our goal is to develop computer literacy skills by enhancing mathematical thinking and allowing our students to apply their computer science and information technology skills in authentic ways. One major step in preparing our students for the IT world we live in will be repurposing our middle school career technical education courses. Now you may ask, why is this important? Because preparing students in grades 6 through 8 to begin exploring robotics, computer science, and engineering will lead them down new paths of discovery. With computer science principles mastered, students will be empowered to follow their own path and define success in a way that matters most to them. You'll be hearing more about this in the coming months. Another exciting example of our commitment to preparing our students for an ever-changing world is the early IT program that will be showcased tomorrow at Kenmore Garfield High School. In partnership with Stark State College and the University of Cincinnati, students enrolled in the information technology pathway at Kenmore Garfield will now have a significant advantage to earn college credit, direct admission to college, and co-op opportunities to help offset the rising cost of tuition. To learn more about this innovative partnership, again, I encourage you to attend our celebration event tomorrow at 5:30 at Kenmore Garfield High School, where we'll be providing much more details. Our whole college and career academy program is amazing. I am completely impressed by the level of business and community support for our students. These innovative partnerships are providing our students with opportunities to explore career options and to learn what they like or don't like about potential career choices. Some additional highlights from this past year include our students earning 1,451 industry credentials before leaving high school. The year before this, the number was under 100. Thank you. 192 high school and 56 middle school students were trained to serve as student ambassadors, greeting visitors, leading school tours, and welcoming visitors at community events. This teaches them those very important soft skills. In fact, some of our student ambassadors are here with us today. They helped you get seated for today's event. So our student ambassadors, please stand and be recognized. Don't be shy. More than 300 businesses and community partners participated in our career expos at each of our high schools, helping our students learn more about career opportunities. We also have 260 business partners that have signed on, including 8 named Academy partners. Being a named Academy partner means that an organization or business agrees to give at least 2,000 volunteer hours to an academy over a 3-year period. This entails providing guest speakers to discuss career options, hosting field trips and job shadowing and internship experiences. We also encourage collaboration between business volunteers and our teachers to co-create lessons aimed at integrating skills used in the field with those used in the classroom. It's all about providing relevant, real-world experiences that will prepare our students for a successful future. And just a reminder, to date, our named Academy partners include at Bucto CLC, the Summa Health Academy of Leadership and Innovation, and the Huntington Academy of Global Industry and Design. At East, the Bridgestone Academy of Applied Engineering and Technology, and the Key Bank Academy of Business and Health Services. At Ellet CLC, again, the Cuyahoga Valley National Park Academy of Global Marketing and Media. At Firestone CLC, 3 Kent State University academies, the Academy of Advanced Technology and Engineering, the Academy of Design, and the Academy of Performing Arts. At Kenmore Garfield High School, the First Energy Academy of Emerging Technology of Design, and of course at our flagship North High School, the first to implement college and career academies, the Akron Children's Academy of Health and Human Services. And please stay tuned because over the next several months, we will be announcing additional Academy partnerships. Now, we have also carved out special relationships with our post-secondary partners with what we call sister universities and sister colleges. The goal here is to improve college preparation so more students can succeed. The University of Akron is now a sister university to the Akron Early College High School, Ellet Community Learning Center, and the National Inventors Hall of Fame STEM High School. And Stark State College is the sister college to Kenmore Garfield. To our partners, I say thank you. Now, during this journey, we always have people who will question the effectiveness of any program or transformation. So I would like to update you on the progress made by our trailblazing North High School. Remember, North High School began its journey in 2016, being the first school in the district to adopt the College and Career Academy motto. I would also like to remind you that North High School is one of the most diverse high schools in the state of Ohio. The student population includes 47% who are English language learners. On the most recent state report card for North High School, we are seeing some very impressive academic gains compared to the results they earned in 2016. So the numbers that I'm about to give you are the percentage of students who were proficient across 7 different end-of-course exams that our students are required to take. Again, these figures compare 2016 to 2018. On 9th grade English language arts, we went from 19.9% proficient to 31.1%. In Algebra 1, 9% proficient to 35.9% proficient. 10th grade English language arts from 14.7% proficient to 27.8%. In geometry, 9.1% to 14.5%. U.S. history from 35.7% to 47.2%. Government, 32.4% to 58.2%. Now, while I understand that performance matters in meeting state standards, so does the progress that our students make incrementally in reaching those standards. And I am very proud of our North High School students and staff for leading the way and showing the world that we are indeed making progress. Thank you. I would also like to thank our 42 business partners at North High School who have given their time and talent to make student learning more relevant. And of course, a very special thanks to our first named Academy partner, Akron Children's Hospital. Thank you. We know from research conducted by the Summit Education Initiatives that students by the end of their freshman year who earn 6.5 credits, a 3.0 GPA or higher, and miss fewer than 8 days of school are more likely to graduate from high school, college, and career ready. Across our freshman academies, we have seen the percentage of freshmen who have earned that 6.5 credits increase by 39%. In addition, we have seen a 24% decrease in out-of-school suspensions, and our in-school suspensions decreased by 27.8%. In addition, we're proud of the following: 7,764 college credits earned in 2018-19 by our students while still in high school. More than $11.1 million in scholarships were awarded to the class of 2018. 14,373 internship and job shadowing hours were completed by APS students, and 700,000 contributed by business partners and time and talent toward the college and career pathway implementation for our North High School students. Some of that information is also shared in the pamphlets that are on your tables. In 2019, 71.4% of our students scored proficient or better on industry-recognized credentialing exams. 89.6% of our graduates from 36 career education programs are employed in apprenticeships, the military, or enrolled in post-secondary education or advanced training within 6 months of leaving school. Now, during last year's speech, I announced that we applied for a grant from the Martha Holden Jennings Foundation to support the creation of a middle school, college, and career academy plan. We were awarded that grant in the amount of $500,000 that will be dispersed over the next 5 years. And in September, we convened a group of internal and external stakeholders to help us develop this middle school, college, and career academy plan. This planning work is being convened and supported by the Akron Community Foundation. Our middle school transformation work is being supported by a variety of community stakeholders in a similar fashion to our high school transformation work. Once complete, we will implement this plan, which will help prepare our middle grade students as they make the transition to high school. Again, I would like to thank Dr. Dan Keenan, CEO, and the board of the Martha Holden Jennings Foundation for supporting our work. In addition, I would like to recognize the Akron Community Foundation and John Paturis for agreeing to convene our middle school transformation planning process. Thank you. Now, it is important for everyone here to understand that our College and Career Academy's transformation is a preschool through 12th grade transformation. At all levels, we're focusing on shifting instruction to be more hands-on and project-based. We're dramatically changing the school experience by bringing student learning out into the community where they can apply their learning to real-world problems. At the start of the current school year, at the elementary level, we implemented the Essential Experiences program with funding support from the GAR Foundation. This program provides our elementary students with much-needed field experiences at some of our area's most unique community assets, allowing them to go deeper in their learning. Over the past year, our instructional experts, teachers, and staff from a variety of community venues implemented creative and engaging experiences for our elementary students. All APS kindergarten students participate in programming provided by Art Sparks called Ready Spark Kindergarten to improve their kindergarten readiness skills. First graders enjoy a two-part animal encounters experience with the Akron Zoo. Second graders learn about the prehistoric world in the program Fossils to Fur from the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. Hale Farm and Village provides the Market and Me program where third graders explore entrepreneurship and the development of the market system during the 1800s. Our fourth graders explore the Akron Art Museum to find clues that are used to complete an unfinished graphic arts novel in the Mystery at the Museum program. And our fifth graders explore Stan Hewitt Hall and Gardens in a 1920s themed program called Meet the Staff, where they understand the life of immigrants who came to Akron during that time. These experiences allow our students to connect with what they are learning in the classroom to real-life community experiences in an age-appropriate manner. And I can't tell you how lucky we are in our community to have Christine Mayer, Kirsten Toth, and the GAR Foundation. So thank you. And to each partner providing these exciting opportunities for all of our students to experience what these institutions have to offer, my sincere thanks as well. So what does an Akron Public Schools graduate look like? From elementary, middle, and high school, we are making progress towards our vision of the portrait of a graduate, a profile, if you will. This portrait was developed by our College and Career Academy Steering Committee comprising APS staff, business partners, parents, students, community stakeholders. Our common vision is for all graduates of the Akron Public Schools to possess the requisite social skills, make positive contributions to society, develop strong habits of mind, real-world skills, and a plan for their futures. For those of us who have children, it's a true pleasure to see them grow and develop into adults who possess these skill sets. Now, our educational program is not just about English, math, science, and social studies. Music, arts, sports, and extracurricular activities are all extremely important to the development of our youth. And I would like to highlight some recent bright spots in these areas. On January 25th, I attended the 64th Annual Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math Expo at Ellet High School. For those of us old-timers like me, it's really an annual science fair. Over 200 volunteers served as judges from our local universities, business, and industry partners, including our APS staff. 399 students from 4 elementary, 8 middle, and 8 high schools were judged across the district. And 68 of those students with superior rated projects will participate in the District 5 Science Fair at the University of Akron on March 21st. So to all of our student participants, congratulations. Our Safety Town program has expanded, visited every kindergarten class at 29 elementary schools. Our partners include Akron Children's Hospital, the Akron Fire Department, and Akron Police Department. Students each received a bike helmet, visited with a canine police dog, escaped from a fire safety house, participated in safety lessons covering stop, drop, and roll, riding bikes and buses, walking across streets, information about stranger danger, poisons, and firearm safety. We are so thankful for this event in our community with our community partners because it can truly save lives. As a matter of fact, in October, we celebrated one of our own, CyberLink teacher Barb Fisher, using a fire safety course developed by the Hartford Insurance Company for use in schools nationwide. That tool saved the life of one of her students. When the first grader became trapped in the basement and could not get out during a house fire, she remembered to cover herself up, get low to the floor, protecting herself until firefighters arrived, saving her life. I think Ms. Fisher needs a round of applause. At Akron Public Schools, we have been promoting social development through dance and movement for nearly 10 years in collaboration with Groundworks Dance Theater, Dancing Classrooms, and Reach Out and Dance. In addition, over the past 10 years, nearly 45,000 APS students have attended a concert at the Akron Civic Theater as a result of our strong relationship with the Children's Concert Society. And this year, we'll celebrate 92 years of our May Festival of the Arts. That's a long history of arts in our community. And for the second year, we participated in On the Table as part of a freshman seminar class. Over 2,000 students sat down and discussed challenges in our community and worked together toward solutions. This partnership with the Akron Community Foundation is part of our efforts to have students learn about, communicate, and take informed action in our community. Freshman seminar and social studies teachers are the reason for the success of this program as they help our students navigate those discussions. In a recent national spotlight, we were recognized as a model for schools across the country in terms of this program with Open Table. To support our athletics program, we've devoted resources to improve our outdoor athletic facilities by replacing old and outdated bleachers at all of our high schools. And as icing on the cake, we also welcome the Cleveland Browns and player Myles Garrett to celebrate the conclusion and dedication of a project that brought a new artificial turf field to Ellet CLC. I would like to thank the Cleveland Browns Foundation and owners Dee and Jimmy Haslam for this awesome partnership. And if you're listening and if you're open, we would love to partner with you again on a second field updated right here in Akron. Our partnership with United Way of Summit County, what can I say? It continues to grow in alignment with their bold goals for 2025. And as a reminder, under Bold Goal 1, 65% of our third graders will be reading at or above grade level by 2025. And from 2016 to 2018, the percentage of our students meeting the third grade indicator on the state report card rose from 37.9% to 49.5%. Thank you. Under Bold Goal 2, 90% of our high schoolers will be graduating in 4 years, and 60% will graduate college and career ready by the year 2025. Today, based on data from our most recent state report card from 2016 to 2018, the 4-year graduation rate in the district has increased from 74.3% to 79.8%. Even more compelling is the 4-year graduation rate for students in the class of 2018 who entered 9th grade in the fall of 2014 and enrolled in one of our career technical education programs. They graduated at a rate of 94.6%. In addition, in partnership with United Way, we have opened family resource centers at the Robinson Community Learning Center and the Helen Arnold Community Learning Centers. These centers focus on providing families a place to access a variety of community resources and assistance. The services provided connect our students and their families to health and social services, academic enrichment, and more, so that students, schools, and neighborhoods can succeed. With the support of Key Bank and Huntington, these centers are helping our community realize the vision of our Community Learning Center program. And to Jim Mullen and the United Way, we thank you. Project Grad Akron. Project Grad Akron has been a partner with APS since 2002, and the GRAD stands for Graduation Really Achieves Dreams. The primary focus of Project Grad is to improve the success of APS students to academically achieve, graduate from high school, and enter and complete a college education. Primarily based in the Buchtel cluster of schools, Project Grad has awarded nearly $2 million in scholarships to Buchtel's graduates. In January of 2019, Project Grad began providing college and career services to our students at East COC. Project Grad has been a major factor in Buchtel COC's substantial improvement in their graduation rate from 77.9% in 2014 to 91.2% last year. As a member of the National College Access Network, I think it's about time to expand this work to more Akron Public Schools by making Project Grad a major college access partner. And I pledge to work with Jackie Silas Butler to bring a proposal to our school board for consideration in time to begin that expansion this fall. And before I forget, Project Grad Akron's 6th annual March for Gradness, a spring fundraiser to benefit the organization's college access programs and scholarship fund, will be held on Monday, April 6th from 4 p.m. to 7:30 at Greystone Hall. And I was forced to make that announcement. That's payback, Jackie, for that other program earlier in the year. And let's not forget the work of Tom Ginder and the Akron Promise Scholarship Program. This program provides college preparation and scholarship support for students at Kenmore Garfield High School. And in addition, our partnership with the University of Akron on our Innovation Generation Scholarship Program still has $10 million in last dollar tuition scholarship credits for those Akron Public Schools graduates who qualify. Now, another area of student support that I would like to focus on in the upcoming school year is chronic absenteeism. Again, based on our partner Summit Education Initiative and the data they've generated, we know that students who miss more than 8 days from school by the end of their freshman year are less likely to graduate from high school. While our overall district attendance rate is 92.3%, we want to provide support to our students who are chronically absent. To that end, we are partnering with the Cleveland Browns Foundation again on Get to School, Stay in the Game attendance initiative. This collaboration will allow our Akron Public Schools to raise awareness among our students, their families, and the entire community about the value of getting to and staying in school. This partnership will focus on getting the word out about the importance of good attendance through a community-wide campaign. We will use data to inform our decisions regarding appropriate interventions aimed at reducing chronic absenteeism. The Akron Education Association, under the leadership of Pat Scheib, will take a lead role in this effort because our teachers know best what happens to students when they don't attend school. Again, I would like to thank owners Dee and Jimmy Haslam and the Cleveland Browns Foundation, as well as Burgess and Burgess strategists for this opportunity, and to Pat Scheib and the Akron Educational Association, thank you for your leadership in this important area. To assist our students and their parents who are those English language learners that I described before, we have increased our level of support. We provided Chromebooks to nearly 40 buildings to help them with enrollment by creating step-by-step videos in multiple languages to help parents complete our electronic student enrollment forms in a language that their families can understand. We also provide parents with interpreting services free of charge. And speaking of service to our families, last year we moved into our new administration building at 10 North Main Street. On July 11th, we dedicated the building in the name of Dr. Sylvester Small, my predecessor, and the second floor was dedicated as the Conrad C. Ott Staff Development Center. Dr. Small and Mrs. Ott were both on hand for the celebration. Now, our new headquarters houses the combined staff from our 70 North Broadway Administration Building and our 65 Steiner Avenue location. Our 10 North Main Street location features an engagement center where we can more effectively provide services to our parents, students, and the community at large. Our second floor staff development space is flexible to accommodate a variety of training needs. Overall, our employees are more collaborative, efficient, and I see many smiling faces now that we have 3 elevators that don't do the demon drop and ample parking. And of course, there's a Subway restaurant on the first floor. And yes, I have to admit, my favorite is the Chipotle Southwest Steak Cheese Wrap. Now, this move has paved the way for United Way of Summit County to buy the Sojourner Truth Building and acquire the parking lot from our former administration building. The move also involved transferring the vacant Perkins Middle School property to the City of Akron for a new housing development. Not only did vacating our 70 North Broadway and 65 Steiner Avenue facilities enable these projects to take place, but our district avoided some very costly upgrades to the tune of several $millions for each building. Now, in August, we celebrated the opening of the new Ellet Community Learning Center. Mayor Horgan, our school board members, and I were excited to greet the staff, students, and community members as we welcome the latest addition to our new building inventory. Our last project is and that's co-funded by the state of Ohio, is the new Community Learning Center for the students in the Kenmore-Garfield cluster, which is currently under construction. We expect this project to be completed and open by the fall of 2023, which will end our partnership with the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission. Over the last 18 years, our partnership with the state of Ohio and the city of Akron, we will have constructed 36 community learning centers. To Bill Sherman of Hammond Construction, the firm overseeing this project, Mark Sellepek, and the folks at GPD, our design firm, we thank you. Now, I know, some people say, well, why all the fuss about this? And I've been here a long time, and maybe some of you think I've been here too long. But, one thing that I have come to believe is that our survival depends on growing and attracting talent. Much work has been done to keep some of our major employers here, and we're trying to attract new ones. Recently we've seen companies like Babcox and Wilcox move into our city, and we have heard many of our business leaders talk about how talent is important to their operations and continued survival. So thus, our college and career academies of Akron provide that bridge between the classroom and local business so our students can explore future careers. While most of my comments have been on the topic of our college and career academies, I would like to devote some time to what I see as future challenges. Actually, I'd like to dream a little bit, which I don't do that often, as I look ahead. There are a couple of issues that we as a community and as a school district need to address, especially when it comes to our youngest learners. We all know the connection between high-quality learning experiences during those early childhood years and success in kindergarten. Again, from data collected by SEI, we see that in 2016, 65% of preschoolers were on track for kindergarten success. By 2018, that figure fell to 60%. In 2017, the number of students in Summit County who scored on track in language and literacy on the Ohio Kindergarten Ready Assessment showed that while 68% of white preschoolers were on track, only 42% of African American preschoolers were on track. And this is an equity issue, and more must be done to expand access to high-quality early learning experiences for all children. Increasing access to preschool is supported by our county executive, I know our mayor, and through First Things First, a collaborative of numerous community organizations who are dedicated to the health and education of our community's youngest citizens. But we have to do more. This year, we partnered with Community Action Akron Summit on a prototype program where a half-day Head Start is coupled with our half-day early learning program to provide full-day services for families who qualify. I would like to thank Malcolm Costa and his staff for working with our own Office of Pre-K programs to explore this option to the benefit of our families. What we have found is that some families, a half-day program does not meet their needs because of work or school. More must be done. However, to make sure that all families who want and need high-quality early learning experiences for their children to have that access. As a community, we must fill the gaps in availability of high-quality preschool in every neighborhood if we are going to close the skills gap that exists in our workforce. Workforce preparation, folks, starts in preschool. It's that simple. Thank you. The other topic of concern that I have is the summer slide. In terms of our youngest learners, we are trying to build a strong foundation so students are better prepared for middle and high school. In terms of the state's third grade reading guarantee, although 98.7% of our third graders met the requirements and were promoted to the fourth grade, only 49.5% scored proficient on the third grade English Language Arts assessment. Part of that discrepancy is that here in Akron Public School, we offer a variety of summer programs to help our students meet these requirements so they can pass the test and move on. But I believe that more can be done in the areas of English and math over the summer months to prevent students from losing what they've learned during the prior school year. In addition, we should engage in partnerships so these students have access to more recreational activities along with music and arts. These programs can also support the physical, social, and emotional health of our children. Because when school lets out for summer break, many students are left without these supports, and this has to change. I call this concept internally as the third semester. So I'm not talking about like a year-round school, but just a more deep and impactful program over the summer for our kids. So I will be working with my staff on integrating our various summer programs in a more coherent system of supports. Now, over the last 12 years, we have worked hard to build positive momentum. Our Akron Early College High School has earned its second Blue Ribbon Award from the U.S. Department of Education. This school, located on the University of Akron campus in partnership with the University of Akron, is the second highest performing high school in Summit County. We've expanded our International Baccalaureate program in the Firestone cluster schools. Now, Firestone, Litchfield, Case, King, and Resnick have approved IB programs, and Portage Path, COC, has started its journey towards becoming our latest IB school. We are also studying options to further expand International Baccalaureate programs to other schools within the district as well. On to our I Promise School, it continues to grow. Remember that our goal at the I Promise School is to help educate students who experience social, emotional, and behavioral issues that can be related to trauma and issues related to food, shelter, and clothing, insecurities, and other basic needs. Issues that can get in the way of student learning. Data included on our first state report card for the school shows that we are headed in the right direction. Over 90% of our students met or exceeded their growth measures on nationally normed assessments in math and reading. The school received an overall grade of C on the state report card, received an A in the area of the progress that our students have made over the prior year. On the achievement gap closing measure, we received a grade of C. The attendance rate, 95.47%, compared to the district rate of 92.3%. And although the school received an overall grade of F on the report card in achievement, it's important to remember that students selected for admission to the I Promise School are among some of the lowest scoring students in our English Language Arts assessment. So I would like to give a shout out to our principal, Brandy Davis, and our staff at the I Promise School for their hard work. I am sure that I've left out a lot today. This is difficult because so much goes on in our district with so many partners that I can't recognize them all. And I was told I only had so much time. However, please make a point again to read the materials on your tables and visit our website at akronschools.com for more information. Now, we are very fortunate to have some excellent partners among our business community, the city, Summit County, United Way, and so many others. Our teachers benefit from continued local support to improve our schools, to help our children achieve and prepare them for success in college, career, and life. And it's difficult to recognize every partner. However, I like to recognize these partners who are with me every day as we go deeper in our strategies for student success. Christine Mayer and Kirsten Toth of the GAR Foundation, Mayor Horrigan, County Executive Eileen Shapiro, Sue Lacey from Connexus somewhere in the crowd, Darren Weimer from Summit Education Initiative, Jim Mullen from United Way of Summit County, our Greater Akron Chamber and Steve Millard, John Paturis from the Akron Community Foundation, Jackie Silas Butler from Project Grad, and she told me I had to say that. Our Metropolitan Housing Authority, Brian Gage. There are lots of programs that housing agencies are now really understanding the tie between what they're doing and education. Dr. Gary Miller from the University of Akron, Para Jones, Dr. Diacon from Kent State University, and of course, our community's champion for children, Bill Considine. I'd like to give them all a round of applause. Now, to all of you and to many more, I say thank you for your leadership, for caring about kids and the future of our community. Now, before you think I'm ready to close, after thanking our key partners, I have one last critical topic to discuss and a call to action for our future. None of the things that we have accomplished over the last several years could occur without sound financial decisions. Repeatedly, our state school funding system has been ruled unconstitutional, and under the current system, school districts must return to the ballot every 3 or 4 years for additional revenue. In our case, both state and local revenue have remained flat. When school districts ask their communities for financial support, there is sometimes a feeling that, our schools are overstaffed, we misspend, or we're just not good stewards of taxpayer dollars. And I really challenge that thinking. Because looking at the most recent Ohio Department of Education financial reports, the Akron Public Schools spends less on administration, less on building operations, more on instructional supports for students, and more on students overall than our peer group. There are also some exciting developments outside of the classroom as well. As of course, we are one of the city's largest employees, and we take that responsibility very seriously, especially in the area of health and wellness for our employees. We recently finished our first year with a new direct primary care health model, Paladina Health, where about 25% of our insureds are enrolled. The results have been fantastic so far, and most importantly, there have been some individual stories as a result of early detection of health concerns, potentially saving lives, which is really the most important factor. Almost 5 years ago, our healthcare coverage annual spend increases were in the double-digit range, with 1 year approaching a 20% increase. Following a deliberate partnership with our unions, we have been able to significantly decrease this trend to below national averages. Working with our Chief Financial Officer, Ryan Pendleton, we will continue to bring innovative solutions to our budgeting process and will spend our funds as efficiently as possible. I'm not sure you're aware, but it's been nearly 8 years since Akron Public Schools has requested levy support from the community. And I want to give the board, our CFO, our Akron Education Association, and everyone who works for our schools credit for this amazing stretch of efficiency in the use of our public funds. Again, I believe we have made, thank you. I believe that we have made the right decisions as we've right-sized the districts, including some unpopular building closures and consolidations. We have worked tirelessly to seek more funding from the state as part of the Fair School Funding Program known as CUP-Patterson. But so far, there's little relief on the horizon. I do remain hopeful that the state of Ohio will come up with a fair school funding plan, but that will take time. So given all this, we now face a situation where we most likely will need a levy to cover us for at least the next 3 years. Clearly, we've cut expenses, rearranged programs, and reduced staff to get this far. But that is no longer a good alternative. In my opinion, without a new levy, we will have to make cuts to educational programs and staff, placing at risk the progress that we've made. Now, although I may see the need for another levy, that decision is entirely up to the board. And working with my staff, we will be providing the board with all the information that they require to ultimately make that decision, because it is in their hands. So in closing, for nearly 12 years, I've served as superintendent of Akron Public Schools, part of a career that spans 30 years, geez. I have seen changes in our community. Some have been good, some not so good. However, I sincerely believe that as a community, we are headed in the right direction. Collectively, our schools, working with the city of Akron, county government, our businesses, our nonprofit and faith-based and community institutions, we are all collaborating to solve critical issues like never before. So this is indeed a defining moment for our entire community. To my staff, building leaders, classroom teachers, secretaries, maintenance staff, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, all who make this district run, thank you for your dedication in serving our children each day. While we have an enormous amount of work yet to do, I am pleased by the confidence I hear expressed in our Akron Public Schools, how we are moving ahead on key initiatives like college and career academies, and the understanding that the future success of the city and its citizens depends on having as many people as possible well-educated for the future workforce. That is a key goal of ours, and we will continue to pursue it. So, these are some of the things that we are thinking about, and I pledge to work with our Board of Education to chart an achievable path moving forward. But we need your vision, your input, your feedback, and even your criticisms. Ultimately, we need your support, because the work to improve our schools, the future workforce, requires just that. As we continue to transform our educational system with a forward-looking vision of the future, that we have made that connection between education, economic development, and community prosperity. Look around our city, we are really creating a sense of place. Not to say that we don't have challenges, because we do. We'll always have challenges, but collectively we can accomplish a lot. Connecting our community to the classroom will indeed help our students on their road to success. After all, they are our future. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. How'd you guess? Yeah, now the hard part. Again, please, everyone, there are white sheets in the middle of your table. You have any questions, by all means, fill them out. We'll come around and collect them. But I get to start. That's the only reason I agree to do this. Talk a little bit about the lessons learned from the I Promise School and what you've been able to integrate into other schools.
Really, in my opinion, the big thing with the I Promise School are the relationships that the staff and that the partners have formed with the families. When there's a trusting relationship, families will share more of what their issues are, and it's a collaboration, between the schools, the partners, and families, so those needs are met. We have those needs in every school in our districts, and we've had partnerships in the past and continue to really try to move the needle and really doing more of what the I Promise School is doing. So our partnership with United Way is right along that vein. So it really is about the relationship, building those trusting relationships with the community, I think is really the gist behind the success of some of the social, emotional, and basic need supports at the I Promise School.
Right. A parent of an elementary school student in your district says they'd like you to address the college part of the College and Career Academy model. What are the plans and focus of APS on old school academies?
So the college part of that. Well, we actually have been doing that work well in advance of our college and career academy work. I can't even remember the year. It was so long. We sold Central Howard to the University of Akron, got $13.5 million in scholarship credits for our graduates to attend the University of Akron. Again, our work with Project Grad going back to, 2002, Jackie, we've been, working in the Buchtel cluster with that. So there's been a lot of work around, college access. We do universal ACT testing of all of our students. So it's just bringing the career focus on, we think will help students really develop that desire to really get the education they need for their future, whether it's a 2-year college like Stark State College or our 4-year universities like the University of Akron and Kent State.
Has Akron thought about a full-year school?
Yeah, thought about it, but my own kids wouldn't like it if, when they were younger, and I would talk about it at the dinner table. But what I'm looking at, not so much a year-round school, but just having more opportunities for our kids to do something constructive over the summer. When you talk to a lot of our teachers, particularly elementary school, where kids, they have to spend several weeks at the beginning of the year going over stuff that they should have retained over the summer. Personally, I'm about preparing kids for the real world. There aren't that many places that are off all summer. Most of us are working all year round. But that's a very complicated issue. I'd have to work with Pat Scheip and the teachers union about how do we deal with teachers working all year. I'm more in favor of just adding, what I think would be a third semester, focusing really on literacy and math and having some partners, maybe it's city recreation or some other partners to deal with some of the more fun things that can keep kids engaged and safe. And that's really what this is all about, helping them maintain what they've learned academically and then providing a safe space for them to enjoy themselves during the summer months.
What is Akron Public Schools' graduation rate as of 2019? How does that compare with 2018? How does it compare statewide and other schools in Summit County?
Right, so the way the state report card works is our current graduation rate that I referenced in the presentation is 2018, which is the latest data that we have. When we get our 2020 graduation rate, it will have the 2019 graduation rate. It's always a year behind.
This is a statewide issue, the issue of vouchers. And the legislature is trying to come up with a solution to the expansion of vouchers. What is within your control that you could do regarding vouchers and the impact on Akron schools?
Really not much, because when a child has an option for a voucher, they're really trying to change the requirements so more families to get vouchers. And I think what people don't understand is for people who are selecting vouchers to leave our schools and go someplace else, the way the state even evaluates public schools isn't the same as some of the private schools that kids would be going to. So there's no guarantee that the education is actually going to be the same. There's just this assumption that public schools are bad and don't achieve versus a private or even a parochial school, and that isn't always the case. The issue is that in Ohio, we've created this system. There's so many schools that there's not enough resources to go around to support all of them. So they're trying to figure out ways of, taking money from the traditional public schools to fund some of these other experiments. I don't know when that's going to change, but I do know this. More citizens need to be willing to step out and speak up with their state legislator, state senator, about making sure that all schools are held equally accountable. And that system is not in place in Ohio today. If you're going to take... if you're going to take public money from the citizens who pay taxes from one community and send kids to another school or of the parent's choice, so be it. But there should be a very clear accountability structure in place where parents can make those informed decisions and choices. And the way the current system is set up, I don't believe that, that equal factor is present. I just prefer that they would not increase, the level of vouchers that they want to, because it's going to be detrimental to many of our public school districts to the tune of millions of dollars flowing out.
This comes from one of the student board members. What do you think we should do in schools to help teens with mental health issues?
Well, we have a lot of partnerships with mental health providers where they come into our schools to service our kids. I read an article recently about steps that our local physicians can take in really helping families identify issues, not just mental health issues, but any health issues as kids are developing, and to really be more collaborative with other agencies. I think as a community, we could learn a lot from that concept, because kids, anyone who's raised, when they were 7, the terrible twos, and they fell out, having a temper tantrum. And then when they turned 7, maybe they kind of calmed down. Then they turned teenagers and went crazy. We all been through that. And, not to make light of it, but, some kids it's just a phase. But with some kids, it really is a mental health issue. And I think we need to have more of those services, in our schools, but more collaboration with physicians who are treating kids for a variety of, issues. And to be more collaborative, really looking at more of a case manager model in dealing with some of the issues that our kids have.
When do you see making a decision on the levy? When are we likely to see it on the ballot?
Well, there are a couple of decisions the board will have to make in terms of passing resolutions, but we'll be working with the board and our partners to talk about if that should happen, for this fall, or if we should wait. But again, I have to get a lot of information to our board, because they're the ones who have to make the decision, and they're going to need our help in really making an educated decision based on, support from the community, support from our partners as well.
Are there plans to update or move Miller South Middle School?
Yeah, you just don't know the half of it. So we're evaluating Miller South. We know that there are some significant issues that we have to do with, the HVAC system there. We are looking at options from renovation of that system so we can keep the building open and make sure the boilers get certified for another year, or the potential for doing some, checkers and moving pieces around. We're still studying that. Nothing, right now I do not see Miller South moving for this upcoming year, but again, we're studying how we're going to be able to take care of some of the issues that the building has.
And I think this is the wrap-up. Is LeBron James' new children's book going to be part of the Akron Public Schools curriculum?
Well, we'll have to, when it actually comes out and we can get a copy of it, we'll take a look. But I'm sure it's going to be present at a minimum in the I Promise School, and I'm sure in other places as well.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Like I said, we're still new at this gig. That's it for everyone. Thank you all very much for joining us this afternoon. Lots of stuff to chew on, and we hope to be here next year.
Thank you.